Hello, my name is Gabriel. The purpose of this video it is to talk about web selectors and why our approach is probably the most customizable and easier to maintain out there for both small projects and projects where a lot of logic is embedded into the selectors and it's very important for them to have all the attributes. We chose this topic because last time we spoke about URLs and how we can use attributes inside the URL. Now we want to do the same thing inside selectors. Now most of the tools that are released nowadays focus very much on identifying elements by the text visible in the page. This is not always correct. For some projects it can work, but for complicated projects such as Amazon, this cannot work. Reason being is that inside the element, as we can see here, Amazon embeds a lot of information that is also present in the URL. So if we're trying to identify the sign in button just by the text, hello, sign in, account and lists, would be very wrong and we would break the navigation. It looks like for unauthenticated users, they are storing a lot of information in this link. If we edit it as HTML, you can see here that they have information about for how long the user has been logged, about open ID, and then a lot of information which points to where the page should scroll after the redirect happens. This is together with the name of the product. This means that in order to catch all the bugs that are possible for such a complicated element, we should have a very specific and feature-rich selector. This being said, let's go back to Qality and see how we can achieve all this. This is the Amazon project inside Qality. We should look at selectors. Let's create a new one. We should give it a friendly name, and here we can start composing the selector. It works with both CSS and XPath selectors. So let's have a look on their current implementation. So what we'll do, we'll just copy this href part and we'll switch back to Qality. Here I have prepared the beginning of a selector, so it's link element where the attribute href starts with, and I'll just post everything Amazon has. Now let's start converting these into parameters. Then we select the index and then we want to escape double slash and points and everything into a safe string. So HTML escape. This metadata is present in multiple places and it tells us what to do with the value of this attribute before putting it inside the string. So we should put it here instead of HTTPS. As we can see here, we also have this section which is not escaped. So we will use the technology URL again. We will select it as a second and we will insert it here, and we don't escape this one. We don't write HTML escape. Then comes the product name. This would be index number 3 without any changes. Then is product ID, which is index number 4, and this one goes in here. So this ensures us that at least partially this URL is correct. We can continue and adding more parameters which would contain information about the current user, but this should do it for the purpose of this demonstration. By using our approach of putting attributes into selectors, we achieve selectors that are very easy to maintain. In order to change something into them, we can just delete attributes or add more attributes. If things have to be done with the value of the selector before it is being inserted into the actual selector, we can just use the metadata field. Thank you for taking the time in understanding how selectors work for Qality, and I hope that you are convinced that they work very well for any type of project. See you in the next episode.